Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity. I hope everyone's going to have an awesome day today, and we're going to do a Panalisa. Let's make this. So today we're going to use the cup. Now, I did do the cup and show you yesterday, but I did it as a lemon cup, and if you didn't see it, it was this one. But today we're going to make it a Halloween cup. So I'm also going to be using the kind of sugar skull, and I'm going to use it on the front. Now, you get a large one and you get a small one. If you use the small and large together, you can make a shaker, but I'm using just the smaller one because I want it to fit right on the front of my cup. Comes with a lot of bones, and my intention is to have all of the bones coming out of the top of my cup. You know, good bone broth, that's what I say. My husband actually drinks gallons of bone broth. I'm going to use some Dollar Tree foam pads, just ripped a few off the roll there. And today, going to be using this gorgeous argyle. Now, this is autumn as well as Halloween, or any time of the year really, but it's just absolutely gorgeous. I love it. Very Harlequin, yeah. But when you get the fine lines going through, I believe it is argyle. So I'm going to be running off now. I'm going to do some die cutting and also using some black and some white cardstock, and I think a little bit of orange for the bow. So I'll just run away and do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've done my die cutting and I've done the cup base in black. Now you can see you've got a front, because you've got a little bit there. I don't know what you call that. The bottom rim of the cup. Yeah, that's what I'll call it. And it has a saucer that goes with it. But yesterday I showed you, and I haven't put the saucer on the back. So we're going to do it both sides today. And you can see that you've got all your embossed lines for where your pieces go. Now, what I did with my argyle is I cut just the front piece. You can see that because it's got that bottom rim on the bottom, and then I cropped the handle off so that I've got a decorative piece that will go on there. Now, as you can see, the way that I cropped it, you can see there's like a little bit of black showing, but that doesn't matter because you get a shadow layer that goes to the edge of the cup, and that is going to glue onto there. So even though I've just knocked that out of the way, it does hide anything you do once you cut the pattern sheet of paper. So I've also got my little bit that goes here. I'm going to show you this and do it slowly so that anybody else that's doing it knows where stuff goes. And then you get a little drinky piece that goes up there. So you've got your rim and your drinky piece. Drinky piece! Oh dearie me, what kind of vocabulary is that? Right, I think it's because I've been out in the garden too much. So you've got your piece that goes up there. I haven't got that up high enough, I have to tell you. There's an embossed area where it sits. And then I've got my two saucer pieces which tuck underneath, so they go on the bottom here. I hope all of that's in the picture. And then you get another shadow piece that goes on the rim, the bottom rim. So that goes onto there. So anyone that's got this, that's where those pieces go. Now for the skull, I went in black and white, and you get two little heart eyes and you get a little nose. And I cut just a regular black piece, and those two are going to go together. So that now you can see the skull, and you can see why I chose this size. It's because it just fits nicely on that cup. So we're going to be popping that there. I cut two bows and I did them in orange to you know, try and pick up the reflection of the argyle. There is a right way and a wrong way. I've done two so that I can, you know, bend it up and fluff it up for a little bit of dimension. And she's going to have a little bow in her hair, either there or on the other side. And then I cut a bunch of bones because I want to have my bone broth cup, and I'm just going to be sticking bones all the way up there. Right, I have talked enough, and now we're going to glue. So I'm just moving my cut pieces out of the way. Whoops. And my skull, because we need to glue the argyle piece down first, and hopefully my glue bottle is going to squirt. Let's hope so. Yep, there we go. So we're going to get this layer down first. I don't know what your weather's like, but mine has been incredibly hot. I have got tomatoes and their growth is stunted because the roots just won't grow in the heat. Right, so we're going to line that up correctly, she says. It's all right, things aren't always clear to me because I can't actually see because of the position that I have my camera. And I have it in this position so that you can see. Right, I believe that that is accurate. If I flip it over, slide that down just a little bit. There we go. So that is our argyle. Next thing I want to do, and if I hold this up, you can see that shadow line. Now, your big shadow piece needs to go underneath that shadow line. Or should I say that little embossed piece? So it will go just like that, just below it. So I'm going to pop some glue onto there. As soon as we can get it out. And I'm just going to turn this on its side so that I can see. Just want to get it below. Got a little bit of glue fluff on there, but I can, if you've got an eraser, you can always use an eraser to rub it off. So we've got that there. And then we've got our little rim that goes on the bottom. Squirt a little bit of glue all the way along there. Now you can use a pickup tool for things like this, but this one is quite handleable. There's another word. I'm not even sure that one exists. And to be honest, I haven't played Scrabble in ages, so, you know, who knows how the world has moved forward. I'm not saying I'm antisocial or anything, do you know what I mean? And if you flip that over, you can see that it's all smooth on that side and you've got it down where you want it to be. Right, the next bit, I'm moving my saucers, is the drink pieces. And because I'm looking at the time, always looking at the clock, where you see those there, that's where I'm going to glue them, but I'm going to glue them straight. I'll be right back. Okay, so that's done. And just because this will take a little bit of time to dry, I'm just going to put a little blob of glue there and pop the two bows together so that they can be drying and I can fluff them up afterwards. Right, so that is the bow. And now we need to do the skull. So I'm just going to push that out of the way and glue around the edge of this. I mean, you could totally turn the face piece into a shaker if you wanted to and put like stars behind the eyes or something, and that would look pretty cool. Now this has to line up perfectly onto its black base, so you can just slide that along until you get it correct. If you've got a little bit of a shadow, it doesn't matter. Just make it pop off the surface. And sometimes I think having a little bit of shadow actually helps. So there we have the skull, and the skull is going to need some foam pads. So I'm going to pop those on there now. It's going to go in the centre. and it's going to need its bow on its head, so that can be drying. So just a little blob there, and just decide if you want it on the right or you want it on the left, or you might even want it on the top. It's up to you. I think I'm going to go there actually, and just pop it there so that all of that is drying all on its own. So that's our little embellishment. Now the next bit I want to do is pop the saucers onto the cup. So pop your first one on and kind of decide where you want that. And I think that's okay for me. So I'm just going to flip this up and just put some glue right on the edge there. Whoops, pick my bottle up. I'm going to get that as straight as I can. And I'm going to go about there. Right, I'm just going to pause while the glue dries. Right, so that's dry, and you can kind of see what we've got there. And that's how it should look. And now to put the next saucer on, we just fold it at the handle, which is embossed. Give that a squeeze, and now we've got our opening cup, and you'll know now where to place. I'm just going at the bottom of here. I mean, you could actually use this as an element on a card. So I've got a little bit of glue at the bottom there. I've got the nice side facing me, because you know what we like with our die cutting machines. You get scratched up plates and it gets a bit rough on that side, but that side is always the nicest. And if I pick this up and pair that up with that one so that my saucers are even, then I can just go down and close it, and that saucer will be where it should be. I'll just let that glue and I'll be right back. Right, so our saucers are both in the same place. Our little card is folded in half and it should stand up now. There you go. You don't have to put the saucers on it. It can just be a decoration that you choose to use, as I said, on the front of a card, or thread it with ribbon and use it on a bag. I mean, this would make a great Alice in Wonderland thing as well, if you've got Alice in Wonderland stickers, to have a little tea time teacup. Right, so I'm going to go ahead and pop the main embellishment on, which is this sugar skull, and then we'll be able to see where we're going to pop all of those bones. Right, now I'm holding this towards me and I'm hoping she's straight, and I'm hoping she's in the middle. So I've committed to that, so I'm going to have to stick with it. And I've decided I want to put a little bone down here, so I'm just going to put a blob of glue. I'm going to get one of my little bones. I'll just scoot them back into the picture, and I'm going to have that one there. Quite like that. I think that's really cute. And then along here, it's just a matter of arranging your bones where you want them. So I'm just putting glue in the places where I know they're going to be. So I know that I want a few hanging off, because that gives it, you know, a little bit of dimension. I'm going to go there. Got to keep your bones within your cup. Right, go there. Oops, I'm going quiet because I'm concentrating. I have another bone there, and I think I'm going to have a bone kind of sideways across the top, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to go with glue in that bit, and then I think I'm just going to go there. So I've got a couple of little crossbones, and I've got one down there on the saucer, and that is my little Halloween make. Right, I'm just going to move my rubbish and pick it up so you can have a look. Obviously it needs to dry, but it's just really, really cute. And I hope that you're able to see that, because my camera, I know, is not so good today. Sometimes you're better off turning into certain points of light to get a better look. But I love that. I just think that's really cute. So that is the Panalisa cup, and also the sugar skull, which has the little heart eyes. I thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have an awesome day. I'm going to go and sit under the fan because it's already getting hot here. And as usual, all links below. Bye.